Jimmy, what have you done?
Oh, it's a couple bills we're trying to get.
How you doing, Craig?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
You get all your papers this morning?
Sir?
Did they get all your paper ready for
Yes, sir.
They're all at daily medical clinics.
Yes.
You know where that
Now,
is?
not,
Straight over there.
Stringer had doctors.
Nobody knows about it. I actually hate people.
We're good.
It's-
I appreciate it a lot.
you? You just let us, you just let us know if something's not working out, we'll switch them out.
Yes.
Now, are you Michael's sister?
Okay.
That's good. We hadn't officially met, but he told me his sister was working on it.
You call him Michael?
Yeah.
Everybody else calls him Mikey, don't they?
I was gonna ask, but afraid to, because it might be some really bad.
That's Tim,
You never know.
Tim, that's Alicia's husband.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Don't worry, sir.
Hey, good.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Insurance claims. Trying to figure out when they're done working. Good morning. Good morning.
Part on insurance claims.
Yeah.
It is, my clerk is the,
You need to start setting rings.
boss or whatever it's called. It's got a title. I try to think of it. But yeah, insurance claims, she's the one. As far as inventory of that vehicle,
There you go. I didn't know if we sold it.
all the senior will tell us that, hey, did we sell this vehicle or not? She should have that information. Right. Yes. Yeah, what you'll do, you'll make a list. And you'll probably want to present it to Cindy for and then get on the agenda so she knows what, because she runs the inventory. And, but when we come in here to the court, we've got a list of what your plan is. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Side yards, it's all together. This is it. Fix it. It's taking up space. There's no sense in vehicle, frames, vehicle.
Right.
I like that one time here back there.
We could get it to it. It may not
How you
work, but it's got air conditioning.
Oh, good, yeah. Four windows down. 440.
But now he's working.
Have we got this prepared yet?
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Not necessarily. No, not yet. Do what?
Okay, we got one prepared yet?
Okay, thank you for being here today. Did call a emergency meeting, so let me call it to order. I do call the emergency session of the Van Zandt County Commissioners Court to order Thursday, January the 7th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Announced quorum is established with all members of the court present with the exception of Commissioner Melton. Commissioner Melton is not able to be with us this morning, but we do still have a quorum. Item number 2, public comments. Any public comments, Scott? No one signed up for public comments. Item number 3, discuss and consider approval of county bills for payment as submitted. All right, okay, Kenny, I know, what was you needing? What, for bills to be paid?
So I'm trying to get some money so they can do a business, prisoner or whatever in Tennessee. So this is approving a check that we can give to the sheriff, keeping cash, therefore he'll have,
$725.
yeah, $725. He's got it broke out. Hotel, fuel, stuff like that.
Okay,
So what the plan is, we're gonna check the new cash it, then when they return, if we actually have money left over, bring money back, we'll put it back in there, along with the receipts, release people, whatever, and we can make it all wash out.
yeah,
Just to allow him to go do what he needs to do today.
okay. So the situation was that came up yesterday, and correct me, Sheriff, there's an inmate in Tennessee that we need to go, Van Zandt County needs to go pick up, Sheriff's Department needs to go pick up. Go ahead.
A little more background. So this inmate was, is in the custody of Tennessee. What county is that? Tipton County, Tennessee. And there's a deadline to go pick that inmate up. Previous administration basically pushed it off on us. We just have a few days to pick that inmate up. Situation we're in is we're sending 2 of our deputies to go pick that inmate up in a vehicle that has over 300,000 miles. And we don't want to take any chances of anything more. So far, our fuel cars have been cut off due to lack of payment. They're back on. We don't want to take any chances. So we've already expended money in their own pockets buying equipment for themselves just to work here. So we will make sure they have money for fuel just in case. Hopefully the gas cars will work all the way there and back. We don't have to worry about it. Hotel and meals. And we also feed the inmate a certain amount of times there and back, or on their back, I guess not there. So we just want to be prepared. And hopefully fuel cards work. We have no issues there, but we would rather plan on what could happen instead of perfect.
Okay,
And we're on time limit to picking this inmate up. We have until the 10th to actually pick him up.
we've got 2 days.
TA is imperative for bringing this one back.
Okay, that was the issue, is to approve.
Also, I don't know what's happened in the past, but apparently we have no petty cash fund, which is something that we would like to get reestablished at some point. That would give us the ability to contact the commissioners for situations like this. So.
Okay, no. Is there,
So moved, Pierce.
well, hold on. Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Is the Linda Bush bills on there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here's a list of them. Okay, so how much would the check be for?
$725.
$725?
So this is basically $725 to pay cash to cover any expenses, and they'll sign out for the $750. They'll take care of everything. They get back.
They bring it back, they'll bring it out, was left.
Receipts.
Yes. We'll turn that information back over to the treasurer.
Gotcha.
Is that gonna be an auditing problem?
No.
Will that be? Okay. And is that your recommendation,
Yes.
Kenny?
Good with that. Like I said, there's normally we would have cards, credit cards, are gonna be an issue, just so have money, we had to cut all the others off. It just takes a few days to get it revamped. Unfortunately, we don't have time to wait for that. It should be within the next couple of days. Now, he said he bought the cards and turned back on, he said something like that, but.
The guest cards.
Gas cards are back on.
Okay, well, check them, Thursday, today you're going by, you keep over, a couple of days ago, they still work.
Okay.
But I think this is just the case, get up there.
Yeah.
but they already had a chance to use it.
Where is Susan?
Yeah. it's-
Uh,
Some minutes.
yeah, we're gonna need some minutes of this.
Judge, while you're waiting on that, I did come talk to me this morning about establishing a petty cash fund out there. And I told, the sheriff that we would need, he will have to get on the agenda and request the petty cash, the amount, the court has to approve it, and then it will be subject to audit. We'll start doing a surprise cash count on it, make sure the receipts are there. But the court will have to approve that petty cash first, so.
Oh, we
But
put that on
once
the
we
20th.
get the credit cards in place, the transport officer will have a card. So they can charge for the hotel or the food. So that petty cash won't have to be sent with an offer, because they'll have a credit card at that time.
Okay. Dan, is she coming? She probably didn't know anything about it.
Right.
It was late minute yesterday when we scheduled it. But I think
Well, I saw it was signed by a clerk, so.
I was just having like a meeting, I didn't realize it was a commissioner's board.
we are just having a meeting. Okay. Okay, if you wanted to make a,
I make a motion, we pay the bills as proposed.
okay, got a motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Any other discussion or questions? Being none, all in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 4, discuss and consider interlocal agreement between Hopkins County and Van Zandt County. It came to our attention yesterday that I think when the sheriff come in, he was shorthanded in the jail. Reached out to Hopkins County. They provided 2.
Right, they provided us help, which we appreciate very much. If we had not had their help, we would have been in a situation to possibly have to send most or all of our inmates to Henderson County because we've been out of compliance. So they've encouraged us to send us people as we needed them. And most, I think we've had at one time is 2. And we have, I think, some rates that this time I'd like to defer to Lieutenant Harrelson on the amounts. Chief Sheldon,
Craig says, give me the glasses.
They set the names of the officers, the hours they worked and how much it is. And we apologize for not having it all added up. The jail administrator, in the middle of us asking for this, they had an inmate with a seizure and he was tied up, so we just got it on her phone. You need the names of the officers and the amount, or what do you need exactly?
just the amounts.
Okay. First one is $27.05 an hour for 13 hours and 40 minutes. $25.94 an hour, 8 hours, 40 minutes. And then 13 hours and 40 minutes for that person.
We will need to continue using them for probably another week.
This schedule that he sent me is for what we have planned for 2
Okay, and the
weeks.
reason we've hired people, we cannot actually put them in the jail working until they are certified by TCO. Meaning that we can't enter them in the system yet because they have to give us access to that. And that takes a little bit of time, and because we have no one currently on staff that has access to it. So the access is taking longer than they expected because of all the new elected officials and sheriff's officers across the state. So that's the explanation.
Yeah, and did you want to cover, Sandy, the interlocal agreements?
Well, I made 2 phone calls this morning, which I've done this very personally, so, it was brought to my attention yesterday that the workers were out there. So I called Michelle Arsenio, who is our human resource director with TAC this morning. And Ms. Arsenio told me that the Van County had 2 options. Number one, we could have Hopkins County pay the employees and send Van County bill. Or we could set them up as temporary employees in our payroll system and pay them through our system. Now, the 2 downfalls to both sides of these is, number one, we're gonna violate interlocal agreement contracts. Because, and I know they're new, and I'm not trying to hammer you, but when we do something with other counties or cities, you can't just do it. The governing body, which is the Commissioner's Court, has to have an interlocal agreement in place. So, we need to, well, we'll move on. The second problem we have is if we set them up into our payroll system, your I-9 that they'll sign will be will be after their employment. If an I-9, which is just saying your ethnicity, if that is signed after you go to work, then we are subject to a $500 penalty per sheet if we were to be audited by the state on the I-9. So we're kind of in a catch-22 on both of them. But anyway, I did call and visit with Shannon Osbrook, who is the county auditor with Hopkins County this morning. She said she was notified of the situation yesterday as well. Now, I think the sheriff in Hopkins County should have told Sheriff Hendricks, you know, look, we need to shuffle and get an interlocal agreement in place real quick. But he didn't, so we're gonna move forward. The county judge's administrative assistant is currently working on an interlocal agreement for us. They will pass that, they will bring that to court on Monday. And then her understanding was that she would bill Van County for the wages and the fringes and, you know, all the benefits. And it could possibly be overtime rates, because if they're working overtime, we're gonna pay the overtime rates. So, I think where we're at is I want the court to be aware that an interlocal agreement should be coming. And you may want to give Judge Kirkpatrick permission to sign the agreement when it gets here, or y'all may want to look at the agreement and come back and review it. Now, she told me that she would, which I'm in the middle of this and I'm not part of the governing body, but I'm trying.
Since when?
So, once I get, she's gonna email me the interlocal agreement. And I'm glad to forward it to, I don't want to violate any other meetings record that I forward it to y'all, but it needs to be reviewed before, you know, we sign the contract to be sure it's. I made y'all all a copy of interlocal agreements that I did find this morning that hurriedly went on the internet. And at one point in 2018, there was a seminar at one of the county judges and commissioners conferences on interlocal agreements. So it does say that, you know, personal services can be an interlocal agreement. So we're not out of violation there. We're good. The only thing we didn't have in place was those. So, but y'all probably need to read this because we do have some interlocal agreements. This is probably just a good time. We've had some come through that the court could not approve. So from now on, we need to make sure that the county judge is the only one who can sign it. He is the signer for the governing body. So whenever we do that, we need to make sure that those are in place before we do any kind of work. So, but it's a learning lesson for all of us. So, and like I say, I did this real hardly, so I may be talking wrong too. You know, some of it may be correct. I just did as much homework as I could before the meeting this morning.
And my understanding, Sandy, was that Hopkins County auditor said, we're not gonna add any fees or anything. We're gonna charge exactly as if they were working for us, what we pay them here. If they worked up here and they go to Van Zandt County to work and they're working overtime, we'll pay them overtime rate down there in Van Zandt County. But we're not adding anything. We're not adding anything to it.
And she told me, she said, it's my understanding they won't be here but through the weekend. And I said, well, I don't know that. I said, but I wouldn't make my agreement for the weekend. I mean, I think the interlocal agreement,
I think it's going on, just in case we got this issue again, and it could be reciprocal both ways, right?
but, and that again has to go through the county judge. I mean, the county judge here and the county judge in Hopkins County should have been this. And I don't think there's.
Yeah,
any
well,
contact.
yeah.
Well, Newsom's a good guy up there.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He'll work with.
But, you know, and I know it was an emergency, I know, but, you know, you always have to remember that we have a contract with Henderson County if we have to move. I mean, we don't want to move everybody, but, you know, you should look at the situation as, okay, I've got this many jailers, how many can I keep here and be in compliance versus, and then do I need to move the rest, but, you know, you don't want to put Van Zandt County on liability.
No.
But that's all I mean, we're covered, I think we'll be fine.
We're already a week late. I mean,
May not make, may not.
I mean, 2 days.
Well, you may not be, I don't know if y'all remember, but 4 years ago, I talked to several of y'all about interlocal agreements, especially on roads where, certain times of the year, and roads, county roads that come into a city that are joined by that city, we don't know exactly where the city limits is. Sometimes we may go a little bit inside the city limit, working on that same road, or sometimes we may happen. And so I went through our lawyer and asked about interlocal agreements. They do not expire unless you put an expiration date on them. So you can have an interlocal agreement that's 50 years old, unless you put on there that it is for a certain deal and it expires on a certain date, they do not expire. And the same thing with Costin County over there on the deal. So we could have an old interlocal agreement with Hopkins County on stuff like this, if we've ever taken an inmate over there before or whatever. So we don't know. So it's good that we'll get us a new one. Don't put an expiration date on it. Something comes up and we can get an employee at Hopkins County to help us with an employee to keep us from taking 100 people to have to outsource them. That's the only way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have several interlocal agreements now with Van,
There's lots of
County
them.
Lake, and Hickory Hill.
Yeah, but we do have to have the interlocal
Yes.
agreement. I mean, we do have to have it, whether it expires. The one we have with Henderson County.
Yes, I
On
thought
the, I mean, that was, I know it's over 6 years ago. It's about, I know it's over 7 years old.
There's a good chance we've got an interlocal agreement with lots of counties around here.
Yeah.
Based on the.
Well, if y'all have it, we'd sure like to see it.
Two of those two options just gave us, my recommendation just for simplicity is to go with the invoice option, when they just send us an invoice, we pay the bill as opposed to having those.
I agree.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that. So what kind of motion, Sandy, do you recommend? Dan, do you have anything?
I agree with you, this is the way to go with the vendor option, and, we'll be covered. It's as simple as we want it to be. Let's just get that interlocal agreement in there, and I have no concerns from HR.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. So I'm wondering, you give me authority to sign, or do you want, you wait? Because we're 2 weeks. I mean, we could call.
I'll throw one out there. I'll make a motion, we enter into an interlocal agreement with Hopkins County to assist the sheriff's office as needed for jail personnel and we authorize the county judge to sign this interlocal agreement.
Okay,
Question.
okay.
Will the people that we're borrowing from Hopkins County get access to their computer systems?
No.
No,
No.
I didn't think so, I just said it.
Yeah, and that's a good question.
Yeah.
Great
The
question.
exception of if they're doing cell checks using the handheld devices,
The sergeant is assigned our shifts in our facility or overseeing.
okay, so they don't actually have direct access. Okay, just wanted to-
Right. Okay, thanks. Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
We already have Tim West's second.
Okay, Tim's already second. Okay, we have a motion by Keith, second by Mr. West. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So I think we're covered. I think that's the only items that was on there. Is there a motion to adjourn? Oh, okay, go ahead.
One thing I'd just like to add for the record is, I really appreciate all the help and cooperation I've received from you guys the last few days, and also the auditor's office, treasurer's office, human resources, IT. Everybody's really pulled together to really help us out, clean up this mess we have.
Yeah. We're here for you, Sheriff.
I appreciate it.
We're here for you. I think everybody has their jobs.
You're doing a great job.
And they're trying to cover their departments. I mean, I know when we get audited, they're going to look, and they do. The outside auditor comes in, like MOUs and stuff. He'll come in and okay, you spent some money here. I'm going to need to go back to the court's minutes and look and see.
And let me not forget our county clerks too. because
Yeah, they do a great job.
Don, I do have, who's drawing the interlocal agreement? Is Hopkins County drawing it, or we do?
That's what she told me this morning, that the county judge's administrative assistant was working on.
Okay.
And he'll get it to me, and I'll send y'all a copy.
they'll draw it and approve it on Monday, and then we've already approved it, although we hadn't seen it, we authorized you to look at it and sign it.
And if there's an issue, y'all know I'm on. Whoa, there, I've got a red flag here. But I mean, we work great with him. He's a great. I mean, they're great. But you still want to read it. You still want to see it. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner West, second by Commissioner Chad LaPrade. Sorry, Chad. Commissioner LaPrade. All in favor, say aye. We are all opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.